What's going on, guys? MariK here, and with the Star Wars Battlefront collection less than 2 weeks away, I thought this would be a good time to discuss map strategies. For those of you who haven't had the chance to play the original Battlefront online or haven't played since the original servers were shut down. So in these videos, we'll be taking a look at the layouts to each map and going over different strategies that you can take for each of the various factions. Kashyyyk Docks is an interesting map to play on due to the layout with the various command posts. The clones have Pier 1 and 2 along with City Hall with the Wookiees, while the Empire and the droids have Docks 1 and 2 and the Beachhead, with the landing being the only neutral command post in the center of the map. The landing doesn't really grant much as far as a tactical advantage other than having another command post, but because it is downhill from City Hall and Pier 1 and 2 overlook most of the map, it's really not a great command post to either spawn at or to really have control over. Dock 1 and 2 are good command posts to have, but again, because they are beneath Pier 1 and 2, you are very vulnerable to them. Beachhead's really the only one that isn't vulnerable from those high points, but it is so far away from the action that you're not really able to do much, and it is even so far away that outside of sniping from the beachhead onto Dock 1 and 2, or if somebody's at the end of Pier 1 and 2, you're not really going to have a whole lot of opportunity. So this map is a real push for the Empire and for the droids, but luckily they get pretty decent vehicles to help out with that. The first strategy you can employ as the Empire is spawning as a pilot and taking one of the ATSTs. That does definitely grant you a lot more survivability being in an ATST, as well as a lot more firepower. Be sure to make sure you get an ally in the ATST, because that's one ally you're keeping alive, and also it's a little more extra firepower when they operate that side turret. The big advantage to piloting an ATST is the firepower that it grants. And granted, again, the ATST does have a max projectile range, so you can't sit too far back and spam its main cannons, but you can just pretty much run up to the beachhead and start unloading. The biggest problem with playing as the ATST on this map in particular is the fact that there are native Wookiees that carry rockets. So on top of the rebel heavy trooper, there are also the native Wookiees that present a pretty sizable threat to you, and they don't have a limited spawn, so they can keep spawning over and over and over again. One strategy you can employ is taking the safer approach and going around the command posts. This does grant you a good bit more safety when trying to make your way up the map, because it does give them less vantage points to be able to hit you, but it also gives you a little bit more cover when you're trying to take them out from underneath these pier command posts. And moving up the beachhead over here, you are able to get better shots at the spawn points while also avoiding a lot of the... How in the heck did you get up there? He's like glitched into the top. And as they spawn, you'll be able to take them out. It is probably a little bit slower this way, but you're more or less camping the spawn point, and you can either hit them from inside or do some decent splash damage. Just be careful to watch for when they spawn below you, and watch for Wookiees, especially the rocket Wookiees, to spawn back at the City Hall. Because there aren't any rebel vehicles on this map, it's really hard for the rebels to deal with the ATSTs without getting several rocket troopers and Wookiees to take them out. And you can kind of funnel them at their command posts because the ATST's cannons are so devastating to infantry. With the ATSTs and how good they are, if they're not taken out quick enough, then there's pretty much no chance of the rebels winning this fight. The third and final option, if you're daring enough, is to actually go all the way around from the docks, from either Dock 1 or Dock 2, and run straight up to the command post to take it. This would probably be best done if you were probably just the Stormtrooper, just the regular soldier class. However, the reason I like to do it as the Scout Trooper is because I like to be able to be up here and snipe as the Scout Trooper. Especially because right there, they're health and ammo droids. So not only can you take the command post and then snipe from it, but you can stand further back and snipe from it. Taking one of these command posts early on gives you a pretty big advantage as well. And having this kind of vantage point, especially so close to the other command posts, is a whole different type of advantage than just having the ATSTs. A lot of times they will take this command post back. Oh, that's not what I wanted to see. Oh, fuck. Neither is that. They are not shy about coming back up here to take this command post back. But if you want to be a little bit safer, you can go back this way towards this platform because it does have a health and ammo droid. You replenish your health if you take damage, and you can replenish your ammo and blasted him right in the mouth. You can still hit targets from all the way back here, and if they do happen to take the command post, you can either snipe them from this location, or you can run back in and take it from them again. This map is just fun to play because there are different ways to play it, but it doesn't feel as unforgiving just because they have these Wookiee allies that are honestly a lot better than the Geonosians or the Ewoks combined, and they have good weapons. The rockets being able to take out the ATSTs is no joke. So having different options to play and all of them being equally enjoyable, I think this is one of the better maps. It's definitely a favorite of mine, and it's been a favorite of people that I used to play with as well. When playing as the clones and the rebels, I like to spawn on one of the two piers. I usually choose Pier 1. I don't know why, I just like this side. And I just start sniping them from up above down on the docks. This command post is so good because it gives you just such a good vantage point, and there's really not a lot of way to get around that. The enemy does, of course, have their walker droids and their tanks, though kind of not really sure why they get more vehicles than the Empire. If they happen to take the middle command post, then you don't really care, because it's just more easy targets for you to get. It kind of makes up for it for the other side, for the droids in the Empire, having these, massive weapons in the ATSTs and the tanks, where you don't have those playing as the rebels and the clone troopers. But what you do have is a great vantage point. It's going to come down to who knows how to play this map and who knows how the enemy is going to play this map. And that's going to be it for our strategic map overview of Kashyyyk Docks. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection comes out in just 2 weeks, so we hope to see you on the Battlefront.